Hi everyone, how are you? Today we're going to be talking about night eating and putting that night eating to bed. Okay, so I'm Kelsie Michaud. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a certified health and life coach. And today we're going to talk about this topic that is just popping up with just about everybody I talk to. Either, late night cravings, craving after dinner, can't stop eating. Are you somebody who's really good? You feel like you eat really good all day long. You feel like you've been so good only to sabotage yourself at night. Hi, Amy. How are you? Thank you for coming on. So, a lot of people say this. I hear this from a lot of people. You say, oh, I'm good all day, and then nighttime comes and I start craving and I start snacking and I wind up just kind of eating whatever I feel like at that point, even though I've been good all day long. Well, believe it or not, like I said, there's so many people that deal with this, and the question here to figure out is it something that's physiological or is it something that's psychological? And unless your blood sugar is low, the odds are that it's going to be something psychological and it's just become your habit. So, I mentioned, blood sugar. Well, I'm going to mention blood sugar, but the habit of eating at night can affect your blood sugar. And if your blood sugar is out of control, it's going to affect your weight loss and it's going to affect your cravings. So, I'm going to explain more about how this is going to affect you as far as your blood sugar goes and, a little further on. So, eating and drinking too much, especially right before bed, this can possibly give you heartburn for one. And then, of course, if you're having drinks, before you go to bed, you're going to have to maybe have some bathroom visits, and then that's going to disrupt your sleep. And when you're getting disrupted sleep, studies have actually shown that getting disrupted sleep can actually negatively impact your blood sugar. And that's going to result in elevated hemoglobin and A1C numbers. So lack of sleep can also affect your hormones. And this is usually something that's going to be actually regulating how you're feeling in your mood too. So it's also going to affect, if you're getting a lack of sleep, it's going to affect your fullness and your hunger. So there's so much at play here just from your sleep, just from sleep alone. So insufficient sleep has actually shown to decrease your satiety hormone, okay? So that's, it's called leptin, and it's going to actually increase your hunger hormone, which is ghrelin. All right, so if you didn't get enough sleep or adequate sleep the night before, the next day, you might find that, you're having those cravings and you're feeling a little more hungry than usual. I know for sure for myself some days, it was just literally the other day, I was feeling hungry, but I already knew. I didn't get a good enough sleep the night before because it was, a little more humid. We didn't put the AC on. Just from that alone, I was restless because it was too warm and I didn't sleep good. And sure enough, the next day I was much hungrier than I normally would have been if I had gotten a good night's sleep. So, and then of course that leads to, if you're hungry, you're going to, probably take in more calories throughout the day than what you would have. And that's going to affect your weight gain or weight loss, right there too. So how is this actually spiking your blood sugars? Well, when we have an excess of carbohydrates, especially in the evening time, it can cause you to have those elevated morning blood sugars. So it's very difficult to regulate your blood sugar when you're starting off your day or not starting your day where you want it to be. Okay, does that make sense? Because it's like you're working against it already. You're already in the negative, and it's so hard. You're going to have to work against it. Get rid of that. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that this is something that you'd like to prevent from happening, right? When you wake up in the morning, you want to have nice, stable blood sugar. So here's a couple of things that I want to share with you that you can try. And by the way, if you're coming on, say hello so I know you're here. And if you're watching the replay, #replay, so I know you're here as well. And if you have any questions along the way, let me know. Pop them in the comments. Hi, Margaret. How are you? Thanks for coming on with us. So first of all, you want to eat some regular meals. So by not eating enough throughout the day or the right combinations of foods just throughout your day, this is like that can just throw you all off by the time you get to your evening, okay? Because your body needs fuel. It needs proper fueling throughout the day. And if it's not getting it, it's going to continue to be searching for that, okay? And by the time you get to your end of your day, yeah, it's still looking for something because you didn't give it what it needed earlier on, possibly. Hi, Tanya, how are you? So this is where, with my clients, I will pick apart exactly what they're eating, how much of it, what combinations, and all of that, just to make sure where they're at and to discover, what needs to be fixed, where they're stuck and where we need to go, or what changes we need to make, okay? So what you want to do, you want to try to avoid, first of all, skipping any meals. Sometimes people will skip breakfast in the morning, especially if you're a nighttime eater. Because if you're a nighttime eater, you're filling yourself up at night, so then you're not going to be maybe like so readily hungry first thing in the morning. But this can cause you, by skipping meals, they can cause you to have low blood sugar, and that's going to make you overeat later on, okay? And this is what we're trying to avoid. So, you want to try to eat balanced meals and balanced snacks throughout the day. Hi, Jennifer, how are you? So this should help you feel less hungry at night if you're getting balanced meals and balanced snacks. Now you're probably saying, okay, so what is that? What is balanced? Well, it's balanced if it has usually a carb, a fat, and a protein. Those are your 3 macronutrients right there. Hi, Kelly. And you want to make sure that you're not just popping a carb in your mouth as a snack and saying, okay, I'm getting my snack in, because carb is sugar. It's going to spike your blood sugar. Then you're going to get that dip, and then you're going to crave. And then we're going to crave sugar. That's just how the body works. It will automatically crave that sugar. So you want to make sure that you're giving yourself, a fat, a carb, and a protein, because the protein and the fat is going to help stabilize that blood sugar for you, so you're not getting those spikes. And when you're not getting those spikes, you're not getting the drop to have to crave something. Okay? Make sense? All right. So let's try skipping those meals. And that way you're going to keep your blood sugar more balanced if you're constantly fueling your body with the right nutrition, so that you'll feel less hungry at night. So once you're eating less at night, then you may feel more hungry throughout the day, okay? And that's when you want to be eating, not at nighttime. Hi, Suzanne, how are you? And let's see, Kelly, good morning, teacher of struggling eaters. Yes, absolutely. It can be so difficult, and there's so many people who struggle with this. So, like I said, you don't want to skip meals for one, because that's only going to leave your body looking for something later on, right? Hi, Cheryl, how are you? And then there's the strategy of removing your trigger foods, out of sight, out of mind, right? Well, I agree with this to a point, and I'll get to that. But if there are certain foods that you gravitate towards in the evening, I understand, well, then let's try not to buy them, right? Try to limit your intake of what you already have in the house. And then once you've finished it, avoid restocking with it, try to avoid purchasing it again. And if it's not there, you can't eat it, right? So the thing is, if you have a small snack, you want to restock your kitchen with good nourishing food. So if you have a small snack, you want something that's nourishing there and readily available to give your body. But at the same time, you'll struggle to eat normally, I feel like, if you can't learn to live with these so-called trigger foods, or just foods that you really enjoy, okay? So let's see, Kelly, I'm good for 3 days, and then bam, right back to defeatedness, no staying power. I completely get that, and it can be a struggle, and a lot of people are struggling with it. So first of all, don't feel like you're alone, because you're not. And doing some of these things, if you pick just one of these things today and you practice it each day, even for a week, all of a sudden you're creating this new habit and this new sort of balance to your body. And the thing is, like I said, I feel 2 ways on, removing trigger foods from your house, because if if it's not there, you can't eat it. And if you're somebody who you cannot, you're absolutely, nope, if it's there, I'm going to eat it. Okay, fine. Let's try not to have it there then, right? But I think you need to learn to be able to live with it and be able to eat it and enjoy it, but enjoy it in a way that feels good to your body. Okay? You want to be able to just eat in a way that you're not fearing food, you're not thinking about it constantly, wanting to go to the cupboard or trying to feel like you want to lock your cupboards because you know that you're going to go crazy on that food. You don't want to have to live that way. You don't want to feel that way. It's no fun and it's not healthy, not mentally or physically. So this is where I eat intuitively, and I eat all the foods. I eat whatever I want to eat, and whatever time I want to eat it, I will eat them. And granted, I crave more like healthy, whole, nourishing foods because I've gotten a lot of the processed and sugary type foods out of my system. And once you get them out of your system, you no longer really crave them that much anymore because they're made to crave. Food manufacturers purposely combine these chemicals and all these things that they put into these products to purposely make you crave them and want them more so that you continue to buy them, and that's how they keep making money. Okay, so once you get that out of your system, you don't even crave it that much anymore because those chemicals aren't there to make you crave. Okay, and don't get me wrong, I enjoy pizza and I love ice cream, and I'll have them when I want to, but I eat them in a way where I don't go crazy, and I eat them to where I feel good. I feel nourished, I feel good, I'm not overly full, I'm not feeling like I have to unbutton my pants, I'm not feeling like, why did I eat all that? I don't get to that point anymore because I learned to eat intuitively and mindfully, and now I can teach that to my clients, and they can continue this process of eating intuitively now. So that's where I feel like not having trigger foods in the house, it doesn't really help you to learn to live with them and live a healthy life mentally or physically around them. Okay, and if you'd like to talk more about that, please feel free to reach out to me at any time because it can be a process and it takes time, but it is possible and you can get there. I did, so believe me, you can get there. But next on our list is you can try to break your current habit. Okay, so break your current habit by creating a new one. Hold on real quick. Cheryl says cheesecake was readily available after Taco Tuesday night last night. Okay, cheesecake and tacos, yeah, definitely. Those are really good. My faves too. And you know what? If you eat them in a way that feels good to your body, if you don't overeat them, it's okay. Your body's going to thank you that you gave it that kind of food and that you ate it in a way that felt good to you, that you were not overeating it. It's when you overeat it, that's when your body's like, oh, that was a bit much and I'm not feeling so good right now. So you want to eat in a way that you can eat it all but feel good. Okay, so that comes, honoring your hunger and fullness comes into play there, which is also what I teach in my program. And I know that sounds super simple, but it's not as easy as you would think. A lot of people get tripped up there, and that's why if honoring your fullness was so easy, we wouldn't overeat, right? So okay, so if every night, like say you have this habit of sitting down to watch TV, and then you find yourself going through your kitchen cabinets or your refrigerator, and this is just something that you do on a nightly basis or just a regular basis because this is a habit you've created. So what you want to just try to do is either go to a different room or pick a new location that will help you to actually prevent that desire or that craving, because the minute you like say you sit down to eat, you grab a snack. I meant sit down to watch TV, and then you grab a snack. Well, your body and your brain know that that's the routine. It's like automatic because you keep doing it, right? So now you want to break that. You want to break that connection in the brain so that it's not thinking, okay, now I need to automatically go to the fridge or the cupboard. So if you go to an entirely different room, say after dinner, instead of sitting down to the TV, your brain isn't thinking snack because it's not sitting down in front of the TV now, okay? So just that alone is going to start tripping those triggers to break that habit for you. So, so just by picking that new location, and a great way to help with your late night eating is really to do some like light exercise after dinner. I love to get out and go for a walk after dinner. We have nice weather now here in Rhode Island, and it's nice and still nice and warm after dinner, and I love to, but not too hot. So I love to just get out, and it feels good, and it helps you digest. If you do some exercising after dinner, it's going to help you digest your food as well. So you can go for a walk. You could do some like yoga, even some nice stretching, just something really light, nothing too crazy because you've just eaten, but something that's going to help you digest, and it's going to actually get your mind off of food or snacks. Let's see, Kelly asks, do you do intermittent fasting? I only actually recently tried it. That's a really good question. I recently have tried it. I think I'm like a month into it. I gotta say, I haven't noticed much of a difference really with it. But I find, I was just curious about it really. And I find that I hear a lot of great studies on it. And so I was really curious. And so, yeah, so I'm doing it right now, but I feel like everybody feels hunger differently. Some will feel a growling stomach. Some will feel it like in the back of their throat to know when it's like true hunger. And I always feel it in the back of my throat. And this morning I was feeling that. And I said, okay, well, if I'm not supposed to eat till such and such a time, and that means if I'm hungry right now, I'm not honoring my hunger. So I'm a little on the fence about it. I'm like, do I really want to continue this? But, once I do eat and I feel, I feel good. Like I always start off with a protein shake in the morning, just because that's my routine. I've gone to the gym already. So the first meal I'm going to have is my protein shake. And I have that, and I feel good, and I feel satiated, even though it's it's been so many hours. The one good thing I do know about with the intermittent fasting is it really gets you to make sure that you're waiting those good 12 hours before you eat something, which most of us do if we go to bed at a normal time and then we get up at a decent hour as well. You want a good 12 hours what's the word I'm looking for, to not digest, detox. You want a good 12 hours to allow your body to detox, because that's what it does at night when you're sleeping. And that's another reason why you don't want to eat so late at night before you go to bed. At least you want to have at least 2 hours before you go to bed, after you've eaten. So give your body a good 12 hours before you eat again in the morning. So if you're going to bed, 9, 10 o'clock at night, 9, 10 o'clock again in the morning is when you want to start eating, because the body needs a good full 12 hours to detox fully. And that's why if you eat too close to bedtime and you're not giving your body a chance to detox, because it's going to if you're eating, your body has to digest, right? Well, your body won't do both at the same time. It won't digest and detox. So it's going to choose digestion over detoxing. Digestion always wins. So if your body's not able to fully detox at night, you're going to feel like crap in the morning, basically. So that's another reason you don't want to eat too late at night or get up in the middle of the night to eat. And you might be feeling almost that like hungover or sluggish type feeling. And that's why. Okay, but did I get a little off topic there maybe? Sometimes I feel like I have so much information running in my head that I want to just spit it out at you guys. But yeah, so I am intermittent fasting right now. Like I said, I personally myself, everybody's so different. I don't know that I would, I'll stick with it much longer. But it was something to try so that I could even speak of it too. And let's see, is that why you wake up very puffy after eating late at night? Oh, for sure. Absolutely. Because your body wasn't able to fully detox. And especially if there's sodium in the foods when you eat late at night too. You're not, drinking like you would be drinking water throughout the day. So you're not able to flush that out either. Okay. So let me know if any other questions, or if I didn't explain myself well enough for any question I just answered. Okay, so with all of that, like things like just trying other things that you like better to trip that trigger to create a new habit for yourself. So say like journaling, or if there's a magazine you haven't had a chance to even just sit down and read, or a book, something like that you like to do, or to go talk to a friend, that gets your mind off of the cravings. And I completely understand if you say like, okay, I've tried all of these things and I am still hungry. Well, then what you want to do, if you're going to have something, and if you like, absolutely just have to have it, then try to control your portion and make it count. Make that meal or food or whatever it is, that snack, make it count, okay? So by that I mean choose something that is going to be really satisfying for you and nourishing at the same time. So maybe if you're used to eating dessert on a regular basis, the odds are you're probably not enjoying it as much as you could be if you're eating it so often, okay? If you tend to go to the same foods all the time. Sorry, I had a call there. So something that you can do for that, you know, say like, don't do it all the time, but go out for some ice cream. Go out for a small ice cream every once in a while. Chances are you're gonna enjoy that so much better. I mean, I don't eat ice cream all the time, but when I do feel like having it, I'll have it. And oh my gosh, it's so good because I'm not having it all the time. But like I said, I'm not depriving myself of it either. Like, I know I can have it whenever I feel like having it. And when I do, it's really, really good. And some other, I'm sorry, my daughter keeps trying to call me. But anyway, I'm gonna finish up here and just give you some examples of things that you can eat, like some low-fat Greek yogurt as a snack. And you know what, put it in the freezer. Put it in the freezer, make it feel like more ice cream-y to you, or and throw some fresh berries on it. So good, right? Have some like chocolate pudding to give that chocolate fix, or a nice piece of 16-year-olds. Anyway, or like put some like frozen berries in the freezer and then eat them, and they're gonna take longer for you to eat. Or have like a piece of nice whole grain bread with some nut butter on it, or hi Gigi, how are you? Or some avocado is really good for you, or just a nice piece of fresh fruit with like a handful of almonds or a cheese stick or some nut butter. Something like that is going to be more well balanced for you and more satisfying for your body, okay? And if you feel like you're still struggling and you just can't seem to stick to a plan because of like emotional eating or like, you know, stress reasons, things like that, then, you know, feel free, you know, reach out. You know, I'm here to chat. That's what I'm here for. And who knows, maybe you could be my next client, where you get the support, the encouragement, and you gain the knowledge you need to make these life-lasting changes. So I hope this was really helpful for you. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the comments. And if you would like to dive a little bit further into your own health and weight goals, I'm available. I have a couple of spots left this week. Let's see, what's today? Today's Wednesday. I kept thinking it was Tuesday, but it's Wednesday, which now I'm like, yeah, it's Wednesday. So that means, let's see, I have 3 spots left available this week for some consultations. If you want to talk to me about anything that's going on with your health and weight, if you're feeling a little stuck or frustrated, or just want to see about, you know, where I can take you from, you know, where you are now to where you'd like to go. So if there's no other questions, I'm going to hop off, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye, guys.